Hello students, in this session we will be introducing you to reading comprehension. So why to focus on this area? Why there is a need to focus on reading comprehension? The reason is simple. VARC section, which constitute 33% of the CAT exam, has a particular weightage to this. So reading comprehension is around 60% weightage. So if you focus on this and if you will be able to solve at least 2-3 passage, you will be able to clear the cutoff and you will be able to score good in VARC section. So what reading comprehension all about? So reading comprehension means read and comprehend. So what is the most important aspect out of these two? Is it reading or is it the ability to comprehend? So in my opinion, it is the ability to comprehend, because if you are able to get the grasp of the passage and you are able to comprehend it, you will be able to solve the questions. So let's move on to the definition of what reading is all about and what comprehension is all about. So reading is a visual process. You go through the words, if you know the script, you will read it and you will be able to read it basically. And what is comprehension? Comprehension is a cognitive process. You will understand the words, you will understand the context in which it is being used, you understand the context of the passage. So it is the cognitive process, you are thinking. And cognitive ability you need to build by reading a lot of stuff. So how you will do it, we will go through it in the next few slides. So let us take an example of a passage. Here there is a passage, and if you read it, you will be able to read it. For example, yo vivo en grande una ciudad pequeña que tiene. But are you able to comprehend it? The answer is no. The reason is because you don't know the meaning of these words. This is written in Spanish. All the script is same as that of English, but you are not able to comprehend anything, but you are able to read it. So the most important thing is you need the ability to comprehend a sentence or a passage or a word by just looking into the complete sentence. So comprehension is the most important aspect. Now coming to the evaluation, how the evaluation of comprehension is done in the CAT exam. So it's based on 3 key parameters. One is sometime author asks about a summary of the passage. So to understand it, you need to understand the context in which it is written, what is the basic idea behind the passage. So if you are able to get those things, you will be able to find out what could be the summary of the passage. And then he might ask what is the main idea behind the passage. So it's all about comprehension. And then there could be multiple questions based on multiple choice question based on the particular passage. So if you are able to comprehend the entire passage, if you are able to grasp the entire sequence of events, then you will be able to answer the question. So now coming, why RC is important. If you look into the VARC section, the weightage, if you see, out of 24 questions, 16 questions are of RC. So it's more or less, it's about 70% weightage. So if you focus only on RC, then you will be able to perform fairly well in the VARC section. And then there are other type of questions as well, which is para-jumble, out of context sentences, and these kind of stuff. These will also improve if you focus only on the reading aspect. Now let's understand what are the key elements in RC. First of all, the most important thing is you should be able to fast read. For example, for a particular passage, you should spend around 10 to 15 minutes in a passage. So you should be able to read in 6 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes a passage. And then you also need to comprehend the questions. You need to understand the problems being asked in the questions, and then you need to answer those questions as well. So fast reading is important, but to enable fast reading, you should be familiar with the subject Otherwise you won't be able to read it quickly and comprehend as well. So what are the problems generally students face in comprehension? A lot of students which I met don't read itself. Don't read. They don't read from the beginning, from the childhood itself. So that's where the problem lies. They don't enjoy reading, they don't like to read, and that's where the problem lies. And the other problem is subject knowledge. Because they don't read, they are not aware of the subject itself. And then they are not aware of the style of the author, how the passage is being written, what's the tone of the author, because they don't read. And then there are nitty-gritties around language, the way it is written. So those are the problems which students encounter while reading a passage. So why there is an importance of reading? First of all, reading improves your thought process. How? Because when you read, you think a lot about the things. For example, if you will read about science as a subject, then you will think whether this particular situation can be handled by using the approach suggested by theoretical process. So by thinking about it, you will be able to improve your thought process. And the next aspect is you will be able to improve your language skills. You will be able to improve your vocabulary, comprehension and grammar, all this stuff. And what's the reason for not reading? So the reason which one can think are, sometimes what happens is no one has told you that reading is important. You need to read it. So you skipped it, and you haven't seen anyone reading from your family. So you don't read it. And you find it boring because you are not familiar with the subject, or you haven't started. So that's the reason. And the other is, sometimes students says I have other hobbies to pursue, so I don't get enough time to read, and I think I cannot pursue reading because I have other stuff to do. But the most important thing is you need to start reading. So to crack VARC and to familiarize yourself with different kind of subjects, and then solve the questions in the defined time. So how to improve reading? So first of all, you need to understand in which level of category of reader you fall. There are 3 different levels of reader. So let's say you are in level 1, who never read. So how you can go about reading? The important thing is you can start with Indian authors like Sudha Murthy, Satyajit Ray, R.K. Narayanan or Ravinder Singh. By this way, you will be able to at least start the reading, and you will be able to understand some of the nitty-gritty of language. And then once you are familiar with the language, the way it is written by Indian authors, then you can move on to the level 2. So who are these level 2 guys? So level 2 guys read regularly. They specifically read newspapers, or maybe a magazine of their interest, for example sports magazine. So if you are falling in a level 2 category, that is you upgraded from level 1 to level 2, then you can move to fiction and semi-fiction books of foreign authors. So what is fiction? Fiction is basically anything of imagination, anything entertaining is fiction, and semi-fiction is information plus entertainment is semi-fiction books. So once you upgraded yourself from level 1, you are well versed with level 1, then you can move to level 2 and start with the fiction and semi-fiction books of foreign authors. And once you feel comfortable with the fiction and semi-fiction books, then you can move on to the non-fiction books, and you can pick a topic of your choice of foreign authors. Once you do it, you will be familiar with the language of foreign authors, and then once you are comfortable with non-fiction books, then you will be able to grasp the concept and the languages in which the information is written by foreign authors. So non-fiction is all about information, and once you are comfortable with non-fiction books, Then you can move to level 3. And what is level 3 is you can go through different topics of foreign answers. You can start with one topic at a time, for example history, and then you can move on to the next topic, technology, trade, economics, culture. And once you are familiar with all the topics, then you can continue your reading, and you can then look into different exams, look into different papers, previous papers of CAT, and then check whether you are able to, how you are able to solve it, whether you have enough knowledge or not. If you don't have enough knowledge, just check it out whether any particular topic you missed to pick, and that's where it's causing the problem. So if you are able to do all of this stuff, then definitely your reading will improve, and as a result you will be able to solve the RC passages, and you will be able to solve decent number of questions, and you will be able to clear the cutoff in VARC section. And that's it for now. Thank you all, and if you like this video, please click on the like button and do share it with your friends if you find it useful, and all the best for your preparation.